And welcome back. It's InvestorZilla here with a super fun video. I've got this dream where I wake up in the morning and I can just enjoy life. Now, I'm fortunate to love my job, but I still want to get to the point where I live on my own terms. To do that, I've determined I need to get about $3 million of net worth to live comfortably. Now, I literally started with $0. I grew up dirt poor, worried about where my next meal would come from, and had to scrape for every penny I have. I worked for $10 an hour in a cabinet shop and paid my way through college. My wife and I had kids at a young age, and we worked so hard going to college while working. I worked hard to get to where we are right now, and we are not done yet. In this video, I'll walk through where we are right now and the goal we have to become millionaires, at least in net worth. So I look at this dog with heart glasses and an ice cream cone, and I want to be him. And I'm sure a lot of you do too. I've talked about this in other videos, but we have an ambitious goal to hit $1 million in the stock market by December 2023. That goal is going to be tough unless I get some crazy returns in the next year, 2 years. But another goal I have is to have $1 million in net worth as soon as we can. This will include everything from real estate to stocks. So let's talk about real estate. This is the best way I believe to build net worth quickly. It has helped us immensely with adding cash to our portfolio by buying a home to live in, upgrading it, and then selling it for a profit. The first house we sold netted us around $20,000. The second house netted us around $50,000. The house we just moved into doubled the price of the last home and should set us up to net significantly more. We've always had the goal of owning a really nice home. We found this property for a little over $500,000 as a foreclosure. The inside was completely remodeled, but the outside was a complete disaster. We've already put significant money into the outside of the property with a new fence and repairs to the swimming pool coming next. I also want to build a storage building and get my landscaping looking a bit more decent. This property, we got an insanely good interest rate of 2.99%, and we are currently paying extra on every mortgage payment to get the equity built up faster. One final thing for building your wealth is sweat equity. You need to do a ton of the remodeling yourself, especially early on. For example, in our last house, we put new flooring, carpet, remodeled the bathrooms, and so much more, all ourselves, which saved a significant amount of money. Learning him to do simple things without having to hire out is huge. So currently, though, the estimate for this house online is around $650,000. I don't know how accurate that is, but let's just account for that and some money that we haven't put in yet and the mortgage that we owe left. Let's say it is worth $650,000. That puts us at a net worth of about $200,000, which is a crazy amount of net worth in a short amount of time. Lucky to find this property in a fast-growing town where property values are just going through the roof. Okay, next, 401k. Now, unfortunately, the first few jobs I had didn't offer 401k, and honestly, we were struggling to make enough money to even add to it early on. So we were late getting started here. We currently have $65,000 in our 401k, which is nowhere near where we want it. So we are pumping $1,500 a year. We are trying to max that out with the goal based on returns to be as close to $100,000 by the end of the year as possible. We know that's aggressive, and we probably won't hit that $100,000, but our goal is to get as close as possible. So now, only accounting what we have right now, that puts our net worth up to $265,000. So I do have a separate account in the stock market focused on only high growth stocks. Currently, this is valued at around $30,000, but I'm hoping to increase this to about $50,000. I want to keep this valued at less than 10% of the overall portfolio, but I believe this investment has the greatest return potential. There are stocks in here that I am very confident about will have 4 times my investment in just a few years. I'm confident that this will be valued at about $100,000 by the end of 2023, helping us to reach that $1 million goal. So other stock market investments are not included in this. So just accounting for high growth stock portfolio and what we've already added up, that puts our net worth at around $300,000, give or take a few $1,000s there. Now, other stock market investments, we have a very ambitious goal to have $1 million invested here. Some of these are unfortunately tied up in RSUs, which have tax liabilities attached to them. So let's account for some of that and calculate our value here to 350,000. I believe if I let this account just sit like it is right now, it would be close to a million by 2023. But I want to have just this portion of the portfolio to $1 million by 2025. As far as diversification goes, mainly in tech, food, energy, and fintech. So you may have guessed we've been hit pretty hard in 2021. Accounting for the current value, that puts our net worth at $650,000, which is getting closer to where we want to be. Now, I hate owning depreciating assets, but some of these are necessary. 3 vehicles, one completely paid off, one almost paid off, and one I have a few more years to pay off. We also have a travel trailer that is completely paid off as part of the assets here. And this pushes our net worth to around 680,000, accounting for vehicles and our travel trailer. Next is one of my favorite things, crypto. I wish I had a bigger position here. Currently have a portfolio of around $5,000, with the majority of that being in Cardano thanks to the huge increase it has had. I'm going to add about $500 a month no matter the price to crypto. So accounting only for that $5,000, that pushes us up to about $685,000. Still a ways from hitting that $1 million. Now, I currently have a yearly salary of about $154,000, sometimes ranging to $164,000. My hope is to move this closer to $250,000 a year. Now, another random goal here is paying for the student loans, which have haunted me forever. Fortunately, it's way lower than the $120,000 it was at prior. I have accounted for debts by not using any cash in our net worth calculation since it is about break even. Now, very conservatively, I think with mediocre returns, we can increase our net worth to about 750,000 to maybe upwards of 850,000 by the end of this year. By adding money each month, as you can see in the spreadsheet here, real estate, for example, we put about $1,000 into principal every month, hoping that goes up over time. I then take the ending December value and apply a relatively low rate of return. So the question is, can we increase our net worth by $100,000 by the end of this year? So to recap, our plan is to put $1,500 a month into the 401k, $500 a month into crypto, $1,000 a month into growth stocks, and $1,000 a month into other stocks. Prioritize in that order. So if anything goes wrong, I knock off from the bottom, meaning I am prioritizing 401k above everything, then crypto, then growth stocks, and then other stocks. Also plan to pay off $1,000 or more on my principal this year per month. Ideally, get this to maybe $1,500, but we'll see. Even paying an extra $100 a month saves a ton of money in the long run. Finally, I want to have zero debt. We have no credit card debt, but we do have student loans, which we will need to pay off, or at the very least get a lower interest rate on. We'd love to pay off our vehicles. I want the extra cash that I'm putting into these and put it back towards investing. I may end up selling out some shares to fast track paying these off, so we will see how things shake out. Of course, there are lots of risks here. I have a family. Medical expenses can eat you alive. I have reasonable health insurance, but even a $5,000 bill could set you back. I am worried about this one. For example, my dental work alone in 2020 and 2021 has been about $5,000. Those things add up, and any number of these things could end up costing us. Next, unexpected expenses from our house. For example, what about an AC unit dying? We had that happen last year. Water heater going out. Any number of things can hit you for thousands of dollars. Finally, I am extremely worried about tax liabilities on some of the things, especially the RSUs I have. These could end up hitting us for way more than expected, causing a massive decrease in where I think our net worth is today. I definitely want to pay my fair share because I'm fortunate to be where I am, but this could end up lowering my net worth in 2021 as some of these things start to exercise. Well, that's my plan. Let me know what you think. Is it possible to hit 1 million in the next few years? What would you do different? On the way out, if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Until next time, invest safely.